So if you have subscribed for a while, you know that I've done a couple other reviews for Cloner Alliance. So this includes a View Pro, which is one of my favorite devices, guys. This one has a larger screen, can double up as a video player, also a really good camera monitor, and I really enjoyed that as well. So this was, of course, compatible with all HDMI devices and just really has a lot built in. Also did a review on the Cloner Alliance UHD, which differs from the two that it doesn't necessarily have a screen, but it does have a lot of those built-in features, and the fact that all three of these devices, you're going to be able to connect it to your computer and do a lot of cool things on there. So the Cloner Alliance UHD Pro, if you haven't seen this video, go ahead and check it out. Full review on the channel. We also, of course, have the Big Daddy. This is the View Pro, and like I said, this is one of my favorite devices. Check that review out as well. But today's all about the ViewLite AV. This differs in that the main purpose of this device is to convert your analog video to digital form. So for instance, if you have a bunch of VHSs that you want to convert over to digital, you can do that. If you have DVDs, whether it's movies or home videos, you can go ahead and use this to convert it as well. Before we get into it and test it out, let's go ahead and get it out of the box. All right. So again, the box is going to be pretty standard. So here's the ViewLite itself, and I'll go ahead and I'll put that to the side for now. Let's see what else we got in the box. We are going to have a booklet. This is going to basically be a quick start guide, show you how to quickly get everything up and running, but we'll go ahead and cover that here in a little bit. We have their support information, so if you run into any issues, they have live chat, they have some of their contact information on there, so definitely worth checking out. We have our plug. This is going to be a regular USB plug. We have USB. This is going to be USB to USB-C. We have an HDMI, 90-degree HDMI adapter as well. We have some RCA wire, and so you have your video and your audio. We also have a 3.5mm cable. And last but not least, we have the remote control. Power up top, we have the video button right here. Image, music, we have the picture button up top. We also have our navigation in the middle, home, source, back, and your volume adjustment as well. And last but not least, of course, we have the ViewLite AV. So pretty nice and compact, as you can see there. We have a record and stop button right there. We have the camera, navigation. We have home, back, volume up and down. This looks like the input. And then we have a power button right here. On these LEDs right here, these are going to be your recording source. So we have USB, TF, or your standard SD card, and we have out. So this is what you're going to record to. So you have two options. You have your TF or your micro SD card, and you have a USB. So you can record on either one of these. So on the top, we're going to have our main power. We do have our first input set right here. So this is going to be for your video. This is your audio. So hence these guys right here. We have an S video as well. And we have our out. So you can plug this into a monitor just to have a bigger screen of what you're doing. You also have a audio out and an audio in. So you can always plug in your microphone and you can do voiceover, and we'll test it out as well. You can see on the front we do have some ventilation, and we also have our IR receiver. Alright, so there's the first boot, and then it tells you no signal, please check your sources. First, we're going to have a USB, TF, and an out right here. So basically what that's going to tell you is what storage meter you're choosing. So let's go ahead and check it out. We're going to plug in a USB drive on the side right here. Alright, so you can see it took a second, but now you can see that USB is illuminated. Unplug it. And same thing with the micro SD card. I'm gonna go ahead and slide it in. All
Right, so it is in, and we'll just give it a second. You can see it recognize it, and we'll just leave that one in as well. It does have an out, so remember that we can hook this up to a monitor, and I'll show you what that looks like here in a little bit. Right here you have your input selection, so you can go ahead and select, so you can see S video, auxiliary, we have CBS. So to get to the menus, you're going to hit your home button, and you're going to see you have a couple options. You have your settings, videos, pictures, audios, and that's it. Again, once you have videos recorded, if you click on that, you should be able to go ahead and play it. Same thing with the pictures as well as your audio. Let's go into your settings. As far as your settings, you do have your language. We have English, Chinese, Italian, English again. You do have your sources again, where you can go ahead and switch it here. You have your resolution, where you can set to auto, you can set it to 1080. You have your bitrate as well. Options there is 4 megabits per second, 6, 8, and back to 4. So I find it's always better to up your resolution. The more detail you'll see. Audio bitrate, 192, 320. Normally I leave it on 192. Going down, you have your video in volume. So basically, this is your chance to adjust the volume of the video coming in. I'll just leave it at 50 because you don't want to go too high. You don't want to go too low. You just want to have it in the middle where it's not clipping. You have your auxiliary in volume. So this is going to be this guy right here. Remember that you can plug in your microphone. So that's where that is. Speaker volume. So the built-in speakers set to 30. TF transfer mode, and that's going to be basically applicable when you go to the PC. That's going to essentially allow you to transfer files directly from the TF card to your computer when it's plugged in via USB, and we'll check that out here in a little bit. You have your system time and date. All right, so 2023. Let's go ahead and set that. Below that, you have the option to reset to default. And you do have a firmware update, and it tells you the firmware. That's basically it. Let's go ahead and get it set up, and we'll do a couple test runs. So I have a VCR DVD combo, so I'm going to see what I can get out of it, and then we'll jump over to the computer and test it out. Alright, so today I'll be testing on a couple different things. You look over there, you can see I do have a VCR DVD combo. So VCR there, DVD there. I can switch between the two. And just to test both of them, this is a video cassette. This is definitely old school, but it has some comic view stuff that I used to record back in the day on here. So we'll test it out. We also have a DVD. This is a Kings of Comedy. We're just going to test it out. Before we go any further, just know that this is all just for testing purposes, just to see what quality or how this can be beneficial. So imagine this being a home video, this being a DVD that you made or something like that, or something that you own that you just want to capture in the digital format. That's where this was come in handy. As far as the setup, you can see I do have the main power coming in. I do have the RCA plugs as well. So I do have video, audio left and right. And I do have the external monitor that I can go ahead and plug in. So let's go ahead and do that just to give you guys an idea of what that looks like. So the audio is plugged in, and I can go ahead and I can start playing. So let's first give this VCR a shot. And we'll just go ahead and we'll start recording here. All right, so it does show it up top. Not bad. It is recording right here on the SD card, but it does have the display right there up top where you can kind of see the recording, and you can also display it on the big screen. Now if I do disconnect the HDMI, so pretty much same result. You can see this is a pretty cool look. Alright, so you can see it looks pretty good. I can adjust the volume here with the remote if I choose to do so. So I can go ahead and turn it down. See? Pretty cool. I can go ahead and go to the source. I can go back. I can do everything with this remote as I'm actually able to do on the actual device itself. And the cool thing about this is because it's actually going through the HDMI, the audio has been passed through on the monitor. So you can play with that as well. And remember that in the settings, you can also adjust the audio coming in. So let's go ahead and we'll stop the recording, and then we'll try it on a DVD. All right, so I went ahead and left that recording. Again, this is a DVD playing right now, guys. All right, to get to our recordings, we're going to go home, and you can see you have the three options there. You have videos, pictures, as well as the audio. As far as the pictures, whenever you have something playing, all you got to do is hit the picture button and it will take a screenshot of it. So let's go ahead and check out. I think I took one. So it does label it, as you can see there. Click on it and it kind of shows you that picture. Let's go back. I'm going to go home. Let's test the audio. So I did record some audio as well. Let's see what it sounds like on here first, and then we'll go ahead and we'll test it out on the computer a little bit later. So you can hear it a little bit. It doesn't sound super loud on the cloner lines, but once we get on the computer, we should have more options to actually turn that volume up. All right, let's go to our video recordings. All right, so two of them right here. Large one that we did is 251 megabytes. Let's go ahead and check it out. All right. So that sounds pretty good. Looks really good too. And you can go ahead and turn it down. You skip ahead. And now we're testing the DVD. You can see that's the quality right there. Looks pretty good, guys. All right, sounds pretty good, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and head over to the PC.
Cool thing about Cloner Alliance is whenever you buy one of their products, they do give you some software that's pretty useful, and I find myself using them a lot. So here we are on the Cloner Alliance website. You can see they have the Cloner Alliance helper, which we're going to go over a little bit here. This basically gives you options to stream, gives you option to record directly from the device that you have. And like I said, we touch on that here in a little bit. We have the MP4 Cloner AI video enhancer. What that basically does is good for applications like this one. When I'm recording from a DVD or a video cassette and the quality may not be that good, that gives you an option to actually enhance that video. You have helper, you have the Pro, Cloner Alliance app, Cloner Alliance SDK. So they do have an Android application as well. So I do have the device plugged in via USB-C, and we're going to go ahead and launch the Cloner Alliance helper.
Go around here. You kids to move my nigga.
I've been broke since I was young.
Go ahead and turn it down. So you can see the video, everything is going through the USB-C. It is connected to the VCR, and you can see the same input that we have. So cool enough that you can switch between devices. So you can see if you wanted to go video camera or something else that's plugged into your computer, you do have that option as well. You do have some settings here where you can change the format. You can go ahead and play with that if you feel like it. And you do have audio capture device. So essentially you can record this and you can do a voiceover at the same time. So let's say I wanted to use my Focusrite audio. I can go ahead and do that. Drop down, you can go ahead and can add your timers, your schedule. So if you wanted to schedule this for whatever reason, you do have that option as well. And you do have the record option. So all you have to do is press F2 and it will start recording, or you can just hit the big red button. Now, cool enough is that this recording is actually held locally on the PC. So no need to go back and retrieve it from a USB or SD card that's actually in the device itself. I'm going to stop this. All right, so do have the record option. You can take a photo. All right, so that photo has been captured, and we'll check that out here in a little bit. Can create a GIF. All right, so we can stop that. So this is going to be the video broadcast option. You can go ahead and start and set that up, set up your server information. And you do have some settings here as well. Ton of options to go over. Record your image, your live, and you can change your download location as well. So that's only one side. You can see that's the record side. You do have a live side as well. And on this side, again, you have to go ahead and select your camera. So I'm going to go into our settings. I'm going to go to the drop down. We're going to select that. Click OK.
I'm in gym playing basketball with some damn bowling shoes on.
Again, you can set up your server. So name, the RTMP address, key, whatever. So you can set this up for YouTube, Twitch, and other platforms as well. Go ahead in the folder. You can see some of the screenshots that I just took. See the video that I recorded. So you can go ahead and launch it.
Open the can to see what they.
All right, pretty cool. This is the photo. Again, this is just pretty awesome. So let me get out of this. So the other thing I want to show you is the transfer mode. So the transfer mode, as I explained a little bit earlier, once you put it into TF transfer mode, basically uses the device as a card reader. So when I turn that on, it should see the device pop up in this area.
All right, so basically just made the connection. You can see I did have the storage pop up right here. It is this USB drive. Remember that this is a micro SD card that's actually on the device currently. So when I click on this, I can go to my pictures. So if you guys remember, that's a screenshot I took earlier. I can go to my videos. All right, so those are the 2 videos that I recorded. So one video had nothing. That was my test. You can see the other video had the recording that I did while I was testing on the actual workbench. Here's the DVD, at least the start of the DVD, The Kings of Comedy. Pretty cool. So let's go back. We do have audio as well. All right, so remember we did test the audio, and we'll just do a quick audio test. So this is testing the microphone input on the auxiliary input on the Cloner Alliance. So audio sounds pretty good. It is lower than the other media, but that's something you can adjust in the settings. And also, if you're doing something where you're recording and you're editing video, you can turn that up in post as well.
Big shout out to Cloner Alliance for sponsoring this video. If you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments. We'll leave a link where you can go ahead and pick it up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.